Hi, and welcome to this quick lesson on Nearpod. For those of you just hearing Nearpod for the first time, it's basically an educational technology tool or e-learning tool that helps you to basically create lessons, more interesting lessons and interactive lessons, gamification and activities for your students. By the time you're done with or you have a feel of what Nearpod is capable of doing or helping you to accomplish, you'll wonder why you never used it in the first place. So let's get up and running. First things first, you need to have an account on Nearpod. You can do that by just simply coming to the website nearpod.com and clicking on the Teachers tab and sign up for free. Click on sign up for free and it takes you to this page where you just click on teacher and you can use an existing account to sign up or you just fill the form on the right. I already have an account, so I will be signing in now. So I'll pause the video here and so that I'll give it some time to sign in. Okay, so I've signed into my account, and as you can see here, I have quite a number of tabs. But if you're using Nearpod for the first time, you will not have all of these tabs. You only have the Explore the Nearpod Library tab in the middle. So just have a quick overview of the interface. It's a fairly simple interface where you've got menus on the left and these two menu options on the top. Here, of course, if you click on it, you see your ID and your storage limit. Remember, the free account is just limited to 100 megabytes of storage. For every lesson you create, it takes up some amount of space. As you can see, this one is 1 megabyte. I've got another for 24 megabytes and so on. So basically, when you run out of space, that then you either decide to delete your previously created lessons or you upgrade. Okay, on the left, you've got the reports tab. I'm currently in my lessons. That's why you can see you saw the lessons on my dashboard. So for the reports, you will have reports of your lessons, your engagement, activities, just so that you can give feedback and plan for future lessons, follow-up activities with with your learners. Here you've got the Nearpod library, and Nearpod has tons and tons of resources in the libraries, and you can search this out according to your area of specialization. You can also filter your search using these options here. Uh, you can filter through grades, use subjects filter here and the grades filter to basically narrow down your search. Okay, so when you go to the My Lessons tab, that's where your lessons will be saved. Here you've got the teacher resources. If you click on this, you can take your time and learn what Nearpod has in store basically for teachers to help you and make the most of Nearpod. Like I said, this is supposed to be a quick lesson for you to just get up and running with Nearpod. So to get started with Nearpod, you've got to create tabs here, one at the top and one here. They're all the same thing. They lead to the same destination. So let's use this one. You click on create. I'll click on lesson and you'll be brought to a page like that looks like this. So I'm going to name my lesson tests. And now to get started quickly, I always recommend that you use a lesson that you have created already on PowerPoint or on a PDF file, saved as a PDF, just so that you can add some other elements to that lesson that will make it more engaging, if that makes sense. Otherwise, you have to create your lesson from scratch using the add button. And of course, you start by creating the slides by clicking on this, just like how you use your regular or traditional presentation software applications like Google Slides and PowerPoint. It's basically the same thing. You just click and you type. What you see is what you get basically. So let's say, for example, I just put this as practice, and I'll say if you've got all the other tools up here to insert images, change font sizes, and basically format your text and so on. You can include videos here as well if you want to, and you can also change the theme of your slides. So I'm just going to save that. Now, unlike your traditional presentation application, you normally would see something like this, where you've got the pages on one side that you can navigate. So your slides pane is on the left, but here you'll have to create one slide at a time. So with Nearpod, you'll find that you have to be creating one slide at a time. You can say save and create new. So it just opens up the slides here one by one. Now, like I said, I'm going to just upload a PowerPoint file here saved on my computer that I can use for this particular tutorial. So I've got a lesson on PowerPoint presentation, which I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to be uploading this now. And of course, depending on the speed of your internet connection, it may take some time. As you can see here, bottom right is showing that the file is processing. So it's taking some time to upload. So I'll just pause the video and wait. So you notice that my files have been uploaded, and you see all the slide pages presented here. Okay, so to edit these pages, I just simply need to click on them and it will open up for editing. So I'll double click on any slide I wish to edit or wish to look through. Now here's the downside, a bit of a downside when it comes to uploading PowerPoints on Nearpod. You don't have um the option to delete your text within your PowerPoint or your previously created file. So it means that whatever you wish to have in your lesson has to be the final copy, has to be what you intend to use in your lesson. Recall I had changed the PowerPoint theme color to this. Now, because I have this other theme that I applied in PowerPoint, I would want to just have it on a white background. So I'm just going to leave it that way. Remember, you cannot edit anything within this, so you just need to make sure that everything that you require uh, in that lesson is has already been completed in PowerPoint. So now I want to basically look at what I have here just so that I know what kind of questions or ways I would like to engage my students. So this has something to do with applying text formatting and font size and font options in PowerPoint. So let me save this, right? And of course, because I changed my theme, it's going to be asking me to confirm. So I'll just click on save. And what I'm going to do is basically put something engaging in between slides, just so that it's, of course, the risk of death by PowerPoint is what I'm trying to avoid. And Nearpod has features that you can use to help with that. So I'm going to put that after this slide. So I'm going to click on Add here. You can click and drag slides to rearrange the order, so I can put this anywhere and later change it. So I'm going to put a quiz in between. I'm just going to click on quiz, and you will notice that it opens up a page where I can put in my question. So I can say something like where do you, or how can you change font sizes in PowerPoint? I'll just put that as an example and get rid of that. How can you change font sizes in PowerPoint? Okay, so using the font type tab, I'll just have second option as using the font style tab, and I'll add another answer here, and I'll say using the font size tab, which is supposed to be the answer. So I'm going to click this because this is the answer. And if I like, I can add an image if I like. It's not mandatory. I can add as many questions as I like. I can just duplicate it and edit it, which saves a lot of time. If I want to add a time to that, I'll just put about 15 seconds to that and just click on add, and I'll just save. Okay, and you'll see we'll preview this later. Now, my quiz has been added at the bottom, but I don't want it at the bottom, so I'm going to click and drag that and put it where I want it to be. I want it after slide 6. Okay, so I'm going to put another activity in between this. Of course, like I showed you, I can put it anywhere and just click and drag. So I'm just going to say add new, and I will go to activities, and I'll use the open-ended question one. And for this one, I'll say explain how you can change font styles in PowerPoint presentations. Okay, it's an open-ended question. I'll just give them a time limit of about 30 seconds. Say add. And if you want your students to record and submit the answers via audio recording, you can use this option. So I'll just click on save. That's the second activity I have to engage my students. So I'm just going to put that after the seventh slide. I like to do this for students because even though I have explained something in one slide and asked one question, tendency is for them to just lose concentration and probably think I would ask questions on these other slides. So I just decide to ask another question on that same slide, then later, of course, ask questions on these ones. So I have included two activities, as you can see. I'm going to add another activity. I can just click on add content here. And what I'll be doing is I'll be using the draw it option. I'll use the draw it option. And for the draw it option, what I would do is I'm just going to look for an image. Now, for I want students to basically highlight. So I'll say highlight or circle where you need to click to change fonts. Okay. Now, of course, they will be expecting a picture of. So I'm going to search that on Google. So I'm going to just Google a PowerPoint uh, presentation. I'll just Google that. Now, I'll just search an image. So you have an image here that has the menu visible enough, and this one as well. So I'm just going to click on that and say save. Hopefully, the image is of good quality for them to see. Okay, cool. So they can see it. So it's a good thing it doesn't say anything about font. So they are supposed to highlight where. So I'll just simply put a timer on that. Now the instructions, they can simply click on this and I'll put a time limit to that. And I'll say 15 seconds, add, save. So that's my third activity. And I'm just going to move that up and I'll put it after this. I'll just put it immediately after the open-ended one. Next, what I'll do is look at another activity. I'll look at, uh, so we've done draw it and fill in the blanks. So with fill in the blanks, of course, it's so easy to use fill in the blanks. So I'm just going to use, just to make this real quickly, I'm just going to use, um, what is, okay, you know what? I'm going to use from the lesson itself. It'll make it a lot easier. So I've got the lesson opened here already. So I'm just going to copy, yeah. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here, just to show you how easy it is to use. So you can see this says the color of any text can be changed by using the font color tool located under the home tab ribbon in the font group. Very good. So I can change my style here just by clicking on this, but I'm fine with this, the default one, and I'll just click on next. The next thing you need to do is just to choose the questions, I mean the text you want to be omitted from this paragraph. So I'll say here text can be changed by using font. So font color tool located under the home tab ribbon in the font group. So okay, we've got two fonts there. I'll just get that. So we'll just use these three. We'll just use this. Or let me click on this. Yes. So we've got four options out. So all of these text that I've clicked on will be taken out. It will be taken out of the paragraph. So now we've got fill in the blanks. And I'm just going to put that somewhere around here. Okay. Of course, it will make a lot of sense if it's after the slide. So I'm just going to save this and I'll show you what it will look like. Now, I didn't need to save it before previewing. I was just trying to save it because it's on the cloud, obviously, so it saves automatically. So I'm just going to allow that to save. And after that, I'll also show you what the matching pair activity looks like, just so that if you want to use it, of course, you can move on to the advanced tutorial where you'll see every single tool uh, on Nearpod demonstrated. So let's preview this lesson that we've just created. Okay, so here's the preview. So this is the lesson. Of course, it will just display like this on the students' screens. And even if you're having a hybrid lesson, you will have this, of course, shared on Teams from your screen. And even if it's not shared on your screen, the good thing is when you give the students the join code, they basically would have it on their own screen as well. So notice here, after this slide, like I mentioned earlier, after the slide, I now put the quiz, and the students are expected to answer the question. So when they answer the question, and you can move on. Now when you start the lesson as live participation, you as the teacher will be the one controlling it. Okay, if you leave it at student pace, basically students will move at their own pace. Of course, you can do that if you can allow that if you feel the students are responsible enough to carry on with the activity. You can still um, of course monitor their progress as they go along in the lesson. So let's have a look at the other activities I've included. Open-ended question one. So this is what it will look like on the student screen, and they will basically put in their answers and submit, and it will display on your screen as a teacher, and you can give feedback, and you can also see students that are not engaging with the activity, and you can of course speak to them accordingly. So notice here my screen isn't showing this well enough. Let's see if we can. Yes, there you go. So you've got the tools at the bottom here. So with this, of course, they can change the font color, and remember the instruction says to highlight or circle where you need to click to change font. So I'm just going to drop that. So this is going to be my answer. So students are meant to do that, select, or they can highlight if they want to by just coloring that point, and that's it. And all answers will be shown on your screen as a teacher, and you can give feedback accordingly. Now, I recommend that if you're doing the draw it activity, you freeze your screen just so that students don't see other students answers first before they put theirs. So you freeze your screen and you monitor the feedback so students don't see the other answers until the end of the activity, which is about 5 to 15 seconds according to how you set it. Okay, so that's basically the quick overview for now. Remember, this is meant to be a quick overview, even though it's about 18 minutes. It's not just realistic to run through even the basic features in 5 minutes. It would be, of course, you can put this on fast play on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, just to make it a bit faster. However, I would recommend you watch the advanced video just so that you get a more detailed guide on how to use all the tools on Nearpod. I'll be creating another video just to do a preview of other activities on Nearpod, just so that you see what can happen or what it looks like on the screen when you're using those tools before you decide to use them.